I didn't get into it here in this protocol, in this particular slideshow, because there was just way too much to talk about when it comes to this, and I didn't want to raise up the image of the Baphomet. But the Baphomet is at play here. Remember that the Baphomet is this half human being, half goat, right? He's got goat feet, he's got a goat head, but he's half male and half female human being. And this is a Luciferian worshiper who is usually shown with the pentagram on his stomach or her stomach, depending on how you put it. But it is a multi-gendered, multi-species being. And this being is what has been worshipped by the Luciferians in the Rosicrucian Order and in the Knights Templar and their subsidiaries, their heirs and successors, including the Jesuit Order, including the Illuminati, who have engaged in this kind of worship. In fact, if you go back, anybody can watch it if they want, if they have the stomach for it. Again, this portion of the show is for adults. But there is a video, a complete video, of the opening of this huge tunnel in Switzerland. And it's the biggest tunnel ever built in Switzerland, and the Swiss were extremely proud of this tunnel. So they put on this ritual. Now, bear in mind that Switzerland was formed by the refugees of the Knights Templar that had escaped the persecution of Henry of Navarre. And so they put on this huge festival. Let's have a huge festival opening up this tunnel. You know, some of the things that were happening in the tunnel looked like they had train loads of believers in carts that they were hauling off to the death camps. And then this thing about the Baphomet and the harpies, what's actually going on there is that you have this Baphomet dancing with his harpies, and then you have a bunch of people that are out there in white linen. These are the people expecting the rapture, okay? And this was the concept of what was going on here. These people were expecting the rapture, and then you see these people in the back, they're being taken up. They're being taken up on this, fence-like thing in the back, like they're being lifted up into the rapture. And as the bride is about to be raptured from this stage, the Baphomet goat head comes out and seduces the bride. Like at the last minute, this Baphomet is going to have the success of converting all of mankind by seducing the bride at the moment of the rapture. Now, this is what was presented in that video, what's presented at that rite. But what you see here, what's critically important about it, is the Baphomet, okay? The Baphomet. Now, on this blog that I talk about that's on the Sefer website, if you go to the Sefer website, look up the blog on Nephilim, you're going to see that there is this discussion of the DNA and what took place. Now, what happens is this. You have this idea that in the mitochondrial DNA, the mitochondrial DNA is typically the DNA exclusively of the mother, but not always. Sometimes the mitochondrial DNA has the mother's DNA and the mother of the father's DNA in the mitochondrial DNA. And there's a third form of mitochondrial DNA that has some weird aspect to it that they think it's some kind of bacteriological factor in the mitochondrial DNA. All right. But they know this, that it's possible to take a woman who is not the mother of the child and take a fertilized egg, the fertilized ovum, and place it inside the mother so that she becomes the donor, and her DNA wraps over the male and female DNA that are present in the seed that has been implanted in the donor. Now, I think this is how they get much of their children, and that they have this conspicuous additional DNA that creates a different bloodline and creates this condition that they become the seed of the serpent. They become the seed of the serpent. So when Mashiach is arguing and he's saying, look, you are, Abraham was your father, but you are the sons of vipers. You are the children of vipers. What's he talking about there? He's talking about the fact that their natural DNA was of Abraham, but they have been picked up in the donor bodies of this darkened DNA.